you stop and take a little time out with me? Just take 5.
Yep. That Take 5 pot. You already know what it is. Beautiful Saturday morning, right? 11 a.m. That's when we come on weekly. Got the boys with me this morning. How we all feeling?
Pretty good.
And what a wonderful day it is. All right. So we got a guest with us this morning. All right. So we got our boy. Make sure y'all check him out. Drew, you want to give your brief introduction?
Yeah, this is my friend Jordan. We go back probably 15 plus years, maybe, I don't know, since we were small kids. It's been a great friend of mine. Currently a student down at Georgia Southern. So finishing that up. But yeah.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Absolutely. You want to talk about your athletic background? You played any sports? What you know about sports?
Athletic background, man. I had hoop dreams, but
okay.
I used to play soccer a lot of soccer. I never really played football like that. But as far as like fanship, Hawks fan, Falcons fan, UNC fan. You know what I'm saying?
Love to see it. You watching any soccer right now?
I haven't. I've been trying to go to a United game for the longest, but I ain't been to one yet. But
yeah, definitely get to a United game. They're fun. No, they're definitely fun. All right, let's get into it though. So at Take 5 Pod, make sure y'all follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, TikTok, and whatever else I did not mention. Spotify. And, check out our Spotify too. And without further ado, we're gonna get right into this show. A lot to talk about here, but we're gonna do it a little bit differently this morning. We're gonna do it a little bit differently. So this is episode 26 under review. So what we're doing here, guys, is this gonna be a full episode of Take Review. All right, it's gonna be a full episode of Take Review. So just a reminder of the rules, right? So we are going to be rating each take 1 through 5. 1 being a very cool take, understandable. You see where the person is coming from. 5 being a very hot take, okay? Hot enough to where you don't even know what that guy does in his free time behind closed doors. If he's on that dope, like whatever. Like it's just a very crazy take and you don't understand where that person was coming from. So we got levels 1 through 5. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so we got this take right here from the Pat Bev pod. So let's see what we got here. I can barely see through these sunglasses.
Just made the statement about NFL players playing basketball or basketball players playing football. You think they can compete?
The reality is, outside of maybe quarterback, you can be later to football than you can to basketball, to baseball, to any of the more skill-dominant sports, right? I can find a lot of really good NFL athletes. The problem is if you don't have a lifetime of skill development, dribbling, shooting, passing, like the only way to get good at those skills is by doing them. You can only athlete your way through so much.
I've played football for like 37 seconds. Got through pass, I catch ball middle, make move, crack, like painful hit. I get up, I take helmet off, I take shoulder pads off, I look at my mom come down from the stands. I don't like this sport anymore. And I'd like to think I'm probably one of the most physical motherfuckers in the NBA. So I stopped playing football and I kind of graduated to basketball.
I think it worked out pretty well for you. There is no doubt in my mind, those high-level athletes in the NBA, I could teach them to be a free safety. I could teach them to be a corner. Anthony Edwards, like he's probably a great example of a guy playing now. Like if you don't think he could be an NFL free safety tomorrow, you're lying to yourself. I mean, the guy is an athlete. He's 6'4". I mean, and that's the other point that people don't understand about basketball. Every great athlete you see playing defensive back, wide receiver, for the most part, they're like 6'2". A 6'2" basketball player, like you're guarding the point guard. Like you're the 1. The 3s and the 4s are 6'8". If they just can't handle any of the physicality, then it's a different story. But from a skill set, I can find 10 basketball players that could go make an NFL roster. I think that's totally realistic.
All right, so you heard the man. So the take is All right, this one's pretty much old as time. We've had this since back in the day, and it's kind of, I guess, gained some trending popularity, whatever. I don't know where it came from, but so the take is: can you take an NBA basketball player, drop them into the NFL, and have them be successful? All right. So I want to hear from y'all. Y'all can go a number of places with this. What do y'all think about this take?
I'll go. I would probably rate it probably like a 3. I would say it's a bit understandable. Like maybe you can drop an Anthony Edwards in and he can make a roster, but I feel like he's dragging it a bit. And he's talking about height. When height comes into play in football, in my opinion, in most positions, height is almost a disadvantage when you're extremely tall because you're losing like the leverage of the game. Like at least like when I was playing guys who were really tall, like much taller than me. I'm short. I was playing guys who were much taller than me. It was very easy for me to block them because I was always like right in their chin. Pretty much, it was like way easier for me because I had leverage on them. So, like when we talk about guys who are like 6'8", 6'6", I don't think they'll be super successful because their target is like way too big in terms of like their body. If you ran, let's say you run, who's like give me like a small forward. Give me a small forward. Jason Tatum. You run Jason Tatum across the middle in the NFL. He's 6'8", right? And he expands his body. He reaches up for the ball. He's now huge. They're gonna wreck him. Like they're gonna wreck him. It'll be a train wreck in the middle of the field.
Okay. What about the guys that are shorter than Tatum, though? You know what I mean?
So guys, like I said, like Anthony Edwards, yeah, maybe he could do it. And he played football when he was younger. Maybe he could. But I don't think a lot of guys from the NBA could be dropped into the NFL. Like you said, tomorrow? No way. Absolutely not.
He only
10
said
guys.
Yeah,
10 guys.
I don't think 10 guys could be dropped in tomorrow and they have to play a game next week and be successful. Absolutely not. No.
Okay. All right. 10 guys.
No.
I mean, it's probably easier for the basketball player to go to football than football to basketball, but even still, like, yeah, you wouldn't be prepared immediately to go.
I don't know what.
Go ahead, Ian.
I don't know what Julian's talking about with tall players can't play in the NFL. Like we see it all the time. Calais Campbell, he was very
all the time.
No, there are some.
We've seen Calais Campbell be very dominant. Megatron was 6'5", like or
yes,
6'3".
There are some at certain positions though. Those are guys.
That's fair. At certain positions,
not every 6'8" guy can go play edge in the NFL.
Not every 6'8", yeah, but
most 6'8" guys in the NBA are not big enough to go play edge. Edge?
No, not edge, like tight end or wide receiver, something like that.
Yeah, LeBron's like a top 3 athlete ever to play in the NBA. So yeah, he probably could.
Okay, I'm just saying there are a lot of athletes like who can still
Zion.
Yeah, like
we're not dropping Zion into the league, and we're saying he's not going to be successful.
I feel like Russ
maybe. You say Russ could play safety?
I can see that.
Yeah, like there are guys.
So we're just rattling off like, what is that? 4 guys? Like,
yes, you're saying 4 guys, but like also he said you're dropping them in tomorrow. So imagine, let's just imagine this, okay? We're dropping Russ in. Okay. We're dropping Russ in tomorrow, right? There's a game Sunday.
Okay.
We're dropping Russ in, and he sees Justin Jefferson in the slot. What does he do?
Bro, come on, bro.
At safety? What do you mean? What does he do?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What does he do? Like, I'm
gonna get fried.
Where you think drop off?
Yeah, he won't be
like
able
I can
to
understand if you're saying like the mental portion of the game. Like I get that.
No,
like
the skill portion of the game.
No one's gonna get that off a day. But like, you're saying he can't play the position. Like he can't go out there.
Like he couldn't guard him.
They're still athletes. He probably. I mean, I'm not saying that he's gonna lock down Justin Jefferson. But
exactly.
At the end of the day, they're still athletes. Like
they are athletes.
Do something, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not just gonna get fried every
I don't think he's even making a roster. I'm just gonna be real. If you had to drop him in tomorrow, I don't think he's gonna make a roster. I'm just being real.
A roster?
53 guys.
Roster.
Okay. There's
you have to realize
guys who make an NFL active day roster. Okay. and there's only a few guys at each position. So there's guys who played their whole life. They spent their whole life playing football. We see it. We've seen it. Guys, let's take our high school, for example. There were guys who were dominant, went on to go play in college, were very good in college. They didn't make it pro. They didn't get drafted, didn't make a roster.
All right, we're talking about professional athletes, though.
Okay?
What do you mean?
They're
Okay,
professional athletes in a different sport, though.
Julian,
we have to put the X's and O's aside for a second, though. Like, we're talking about safety. I'm not saying it's an easy adjustment or anything like that. But you know what you have to do at safety in most cases.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Drop him in, and can he be good? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'll just give you a few things that a safety will have to do on a game day. Okay, he's gonna have to guard a slot receiver. He's gonna have to guard a tight end. He's gonna have to make plays in an alley. Okay, an alley is when the hole opens up and it's you and a running back, just y'all two in a goal line. He's gonna have to stop that running back in an alley from scoring. Those are three small things that a safety has to do. Throw away the mental side. He will have to do those three physical things. You think he can do those things tomorrow?
Probably not.
Russ is going to see, okay, Derrick Henry's coming down the alley, right? The alley is going to open up. It happens probably 10 times a game. Like,
You're
just
naming
watch
the
the
biggest
game.
running back ever. Like,
Huh?
You're naming the biggest running back like ever.
Okay. All right. Give me a rookie running back. Give me a rookie running back.
Yeah, you're gonna see Bijan.
No.
See Bijan.
You name it, Jordan. Give me any running back.
Probably like James Cook or something.
Okay. James Cook's in the alley. You think that Russ is gonna make a play on James Cook? There's open field here too. Like, there's some space. You think he's gonna make that play?
If this happened, well, I don't know how many times you said a game, but I'm gonna just say 10. If this happened 10 times a game, he could successfully stop him probably 3.5 times.
You're not making a roster doing that.
That's not enough.
I mean, that's not the question. That's not the take.
I'm
You know what I'm
just- I
saying?
was just
We're
giving
dropping them in without a tryout. We're just saying, can
I
you
was
drop
giving-
them in, and
That's
can
why
they
I-
be successful?
That's why I said I don't think that they would make a roster if you were to drop them in tomorrow. There are a few guys who would. The guys who have an actual background in playing. LeBron, like, yeah, he
That's a
played
try.
high-level football. Huh?
I still think roster is a try. In 1 through 5.
Dude,
1 through
yeah,
5.
you don't understand.
I'll give this a 2. Like, I don't think it's that crazy. You can drop people into football and they can learn the sport. Jordan Mailata dropped into football at like age 23, was very elite and got a $100 million contract in like 2 years. There's a player on the Chiefs right now, like from somewhere in Europe. He's gonna be good next
The
year.
guy that played Aussie rules football. So like he's still.
You think that
still
he's
has
gonna?
it.
Yeah, you think he's gonna be good?
I think
make
he'll
the roster.
I think he's gonna make the roster. Yeah,
The
like,
rugby guy.
He could. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
yeah, I think he'll make the roster.
Did
He
you see
could,
the
but,
video
like-
of him working out?
Yeah, it was thorough, but like,
All right. Okay.
yeah, like he'll be straight. He's athletic enough.
Okay.
Miles, what you got?
I was gonna say a 3, but like now I think it's like a 4. Now that we're talking about this more, like the take is a 4. Like nah.
10 guys, Miles?
Y'all are overestimating like how hard it is to make a roster. Like, to Julian's point, guys that have been playing for, they come in their rookie year, they've been playing football for like 15 years. So like, the skill set to actually be able to be successful and even just making the roster is still successful to a certain extent. I don't think we can cherry pick 10 guys from the NBA and drop them in. So like, let's just say, let's give them a week to prepare. Like, I still don't think that's enough time.
Okay.
Physicality aside, like the actual physical, like, can you take a hit? We'll put that to the side. Like, we're going to assume they can take a hit, but like the actual skill set to play certain positions, it's not gonna happen overnight.
Okay.
And then we couldn't even talk about the opposite of like football players going to play basketball. We know that's
Most, yeah, I would say most couldn't, unless you were a basketball player through probably college. I don't think you could jump to the NBA and play. Yeah. Most guys, yeah. And some of those guys can play for real. Like I saw Puka.
Keon on
Keon
the
told me, yeah, he played.
Yeah.
Man, these guys cannot like play for real though. Like
Not
it's
in
kind of
NBA.
what you guys are saying about the football aspect of it. Like they might be able to go out there, make some shake against some, women and children or whatever. But like, you drop them into a real game like that. That's definitely different.
Nah, Keon Coleman hooped at
Who was
Michigan
the-
State.
Yeah.
He hooped at
Yeah, I
Michigan
mean,
State.
if they hoop
He can-
like
yeah.
Puka, bro, no, not Puka. Like Puka has athleticism.
Not NBA.
Yeah, he has
Not
athleticism, but I don't know if he has game like
Miles
that.
Garrett.
CJ Stroud. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Even like a
Stroud.
Miles Garrett, I feel like in a real game is
I-
getting
I-
fried defensively.
He's just
and,
too big. He's like 6'5",
Yeah, he's
290.
he's
Like,
dumb big, right?
that's a football body that couldn't
Yeah,
go to
like
basketball.
290.
He'd play center. Like he might play center for real. So it's just like
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. But last one. So 1 through 5. Jordan.
I'll probably go with 2 because we're not talking roster. We're talking like imagine everybody's injured, right? And we got to grab somebody from somewhere. I think that if you throw Ant at safety, I think Ant can still make some plays. You know what I'm saying? Or Russ, or if you put Zion on the edge,
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna just get killed every time. The man is still 6'6", 285.
Zion on that edge. Go ahead, finish it.
He's still 6'6", 285. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still think you can throw some football players in. I mean, throw some basketball players in to the NFL. Just athletically,
See, the cutoff is 10 guys. Like, you know what I mean? We're
It's
talking about a
situational too.
full.
Like, I think putting an edge rusher on the field, like, while their job isn't easy, but like that's gonna be an easier thing than like putting Russ down at free safety. Like,
Okay.
in a
But
skill-
what
in
if
a
I
skill
said,
set.
let Russ play receiver? What if I said let John Morant play receiver? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I
I mean,
said
they could
Ant-Man go
be
run
just
me
like
a route?
go
Like,
get it players. Like,
If they have no background in football, they have no chance. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I
no
don't think they have
chance.
any chance. Like,
some of them do.
huh?
No chance is crazy.
You said some of them do.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
AI,
no. Yeah,
five.
like the ones who do could play. Like the ones who do actually could probably have a good chance. Like LeBron, I think he could be successful if he had the will to play football. Like, and we aren't even factoring that in. Like
Oh,
the toll that it's going to take on them to play a game of football. Like, I don't know if they'll want to keep playing. I don't know if they'll want to continue playing in that game. The first time you go across the field and get cracked, you don't want to get up.
you're overthinking the entire take, in my opinion. You are. We're not talking about having play a full season.
I do that out of
I'm talking about one game. I'm talking about the
God.
first time you go across the middle and get cracked.
No. We understand that, but like you got to that part of the argument you have to. Yes, we understand, but that's something that like in the hypothetical, you would never know. So
Fact.
you got to just talk.
This
straight
is a
like
hypothetical argument,
which you were.
largely.
You're taking it too far.
Okay, fine.
but Julian,
Like
so you're
I
saying
understand what you mean. That is a very real thing if we actually put these players on the football field. But you got to just look at skill set right now. With
I'm coloring in within the lines. You know what I mean? Like I feel like, put the will aside and everything. I'm talking about stature, build, and athleticism to be able to go in and make a play. That's what I'm talking about here. So I'm just asking Julian.
There are 10 NBA guys who have the body and athleticism to play. I think that they would have to have the skill. I don't think they have the skill to play, though. I don't think so. And be successful.
They can learn it.
Over time, absolutely. But
I believe there are some positions. I believe there's some positions in football that there's not as much learning curve as others. Would that be like, is that crazy to say?
yes, that's true. But I feel like you're devaluing or you're underestimating the skill that it takes to go play football. Football's a skillful sport. Like it is.
It is.
Like any position. Play
Any position.
Okay, actually. If you wanted to go put them at running back and just told them run this way, then maybe they could do that. But I don't think that they could go play wide receiver. If you're gonna go get pressed off the line, I don't think they're gonna get off press. I really don't. I don't. You think they're gonna get off press?
Some players.
Yes, I do. We're talking about professional athletes, professional weight room, athleticism, footwork, all of that. You're saying they can hey, let me just go ahead and get my number. This is definitely a 4 take. It's a 4 take, in my opinion. Like these guys, especially those, like you're saying, a lot of them have backgrounds playing different sports, football being one of them. It may not be at a collegiate level, of course, but they've actually played before. At least you drop them in, man, they could be your third stringer or whatever. You know what I mean? And make some plays if need be. I believe that, so I'm gonna go with 4 here. That's what I'm gonna settle with. I'm keeping track of these, by the way.
Wait, are you going 4 or are you going 2?
I'm going.
You're going 2.
Yeah,
I'm going 2.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. I'm going 2 because they said what I'm trying to say a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna go with 2. And that's a football Hall of Famer, by the way. Talking about this stuff, so like you gotta respect me, man.
I'm pretty sure he's one of the guys who like switched from basketball to football. That's why he's saying
could be. I mean, a lot of tight ends do that.
A lot of them do.
That is a position that you can do it.
Yeah, and there's definitely some tight ends in league right now. LeBron being one of them.
They're too skinny now.
Not even. Aaron Gordon could go play tight end, and we know this. Like, let's stop the madness. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling on that subject. Let's get into the next take. What do we have here? Okay, so I'm gonna blow this one up a little bit. At take 5, man. So I need my glasses on for real for this too. But this is a little bit of a sidebar. We are on the football topic, so there's this tweet that went out talking about there's a fun fact. There was a study done where they measured the amount of bacteria between those who actually wash their legs and feet versus those who didn't. And they found that there was more bacteria on those who did. And shout out to Elon Musk, Twitter, whatever. They had to add some context under that, saying that is cap. Long story short, that was a lie. But Jason Kelce, we know who he is, just retired. He didn't think so. So he said all of y'all have been fed diabolical lies and that washing every crevice of your body and hair all the time is somehow better or healthier. Any dermatologist not in bed with big soap will agree. Hot spots are all that's necessary and actually leads to cleaner and healthier skin. Okay. So that's his take. I'm just going to go with, just to sum it up, you don't have to wash the crevices of your body all the time. Because if you do, then you'll actually be less healthy, less hygienic than a guy like Jason Kelce. So 1 through 5.
I'm going to go 5, man. He's on crack. That's basically said he doesn't wash his whole body when he showers.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go 5. I'm not gonna listen to that. But
I mean, what tripped me out is
5's across the board. Let's move on.
Is there anybody that's not on 5?
Nah, I got my Kelce jersey on too. Like he's making us too. Like it's crazy.
That man said big soap.
Yeah, big soap.
I just don't know what he means by. He said you don't have to wash every crevice, just the hot spots. Like,
what are the hot spots?
A hot spot.
Like, yeah, I don't know what the hot spots are, but like,
what are the hot spots? Like your pits and your your areas.
Is that not a crevice? Like, is that?
I don't know. I mean, he probably has a lot of rolls on him. He's a big guy, so he probably has a lot of crevices.
He has more crevices than the average. Like, this is too crazy. I'm gonna keep going with this because we get into this line of discussion. Like, I don't know. That's 8-5 Pod. Daily content coming out. Make sure y'all check us out everywhere. So this is the moment we have all been waiting for real. Something we have to talk to. I don't want to talk about it, but no choice. No choice. Let's where my videos at? All right, here we go. Let's see what she got to say.
From the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Full disclaimer before we begin. We are talking about women. All right, not girls. These are grown women. All right, so say that much. This can get political. I like to talk basketball. So let's just, try and stay within those boundaries if you can. But anything y'all got to say about the Caitlin Clark situation that's been going on? Anything y'all got to say before we get into the rating of this tape?
I mean, I feel like the Caitlin Clark stuff, I've been kind of telling y'all, I feel like it's a little bit overblown. Like, I've never seen, I feel like the word is coddled. I've never seen a young, like, phenom or, like, superstar get coddled the way that she is coming into the league. And I don't mean from the players. I mean from, like, the fans and the media. Like, obviously, I think the players should go at a young player, like, if we're talking about Wemby, like, they should try to go at Wemby. Or we're talking about LeBron when he came in, they should try to go at LeBron. Like, you have to earn your stripes when you get into a new level. And I feel like that's normal. But I don't get why people are acting like she's being, like, unfairly treated or anything like that. Like, I don't understand that, and I don't agree with that. But yeah.
I think it does look different just because she's a smaller guard. Like, it's a physical league for sure. Like, but I think she's getting pushed around because she's small. Like, she's probably like 140, 150 at the most. So, like, she's gonna get thrown around a little. But I do think some of the plays have been a little crazy. But, like, other than that, I think it's pretty normal.
I mean, the one that I thought was bad was obviously the one that went viral. Like, when she checked her in the back, like, that was unnecessary. But other than that, like, a hard foul, like, it's a hard foul. I don't understand. So,
what's the take here?
I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that. I'll summarize it for us so we'll know what we're talking about.
Clip.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm knowing. Let me just say first, though, I personally believe that everything that has transpired regarding Caitlin Clark has all been basketball. This is not something we haven't seen before. But when Julian does allude to, like, the media coddling her, I mean, there are people that are questioning why the WNBA has the Indiana Fever schedule like this. And they should have made it easier so we can. I don't know what are you even talking about? That's just how the schedule was. Like, I don't understand that at all. Some news that came out today though about her not being on Team USA. In my eyes, that's terrible.
That is very.
Right?
What do you mean?
In my eyes, that's terrible. They're saying that
the 12-man roster got, like, leaked or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're saying that she's most likely going to be left off of that. I don't know if it's confirmed, but I think that she's most likely getting left off that roster. I don't really.
Low key, we could talk about it, but, like, do you think that she should make it? Like, I think she should maybe make it in terms of, like, her brand. But, like, if we're just talking about actual basketball, like, why would she make it?
But it can't be about actual basketball, though, Julian, because, I mean, we've seen Team USA teams, and it's not always about who's the best player.
No, I agree.
In the
I'm
league
just saying, why are you complaining? Are you complaining that she didn't make it because, like, it's going to take eyes away from it? Or are you saying she deserves to make it because of how good she is?
I think
because it's going to take eyes off.
Mhm.
That's what I personally believe. I think because I mean the Olympics, they only come around every so often.
I get you.
I think this was a great opportunity just for. I'm not saying she has to play 40 minutes. I'm not saying she has to, do this, that, or the other, because there are girls that are proven to be better than her, with a smaller sample size we have of her coming into the league. There are players that have been there. There are players that have been all-stars, MVPs, champions, all of that. They deserve to be on that team. I'm not saying that you should take anybody off for her, but I'm saying this is a great opportunity just to promote the league, promote the brand of the WNBA on an international level. And I think they dropped the ball on that one. That's just me, but it's basketball, though.
You could make an argument like if there wasn't such a quick turnaround to like the WNBA season from the college season, like you could still make the argument that like, yeah, based on what we've seen skill wise, like she could have been selected to the roster as well. Obviously, like the Olympic Committee, they don't put college players on either side on the team anymore. So like now that we've seen her in the pros and she didn't just start dropping 30 every night off rip, like, yeah, she's not going to make it. But yeah, commercially, that would have been a big opportunity.
Definitely a big opportunity.
Did they put like the old vets on it? Like
some of them.
Yeah,
like
some of the vets.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's probably no room for her then, if we're being real. Like, if you're gonna put like Tarasi or like those girls on there, like the old girls, then like she's not gonna make it over the young girls who are really killing right now. So, I mean, I kind of get it.
Tyrese Halliburton's on Team USA. Now let's get into the tape. All right, Angel Reese. She's saying, how do I want to put this? Because I'm going no notes today. But she's saying that everyone should be aware that the WNBA is not popping only because of one person. That players like her also have made the WNBA as marketable as it is at this current moment, as interesting, etc. 1 through 5. Is she spitting or I got something else in mind?
I didn't really interpret the take like that, but I think it's just how she worded it. She kind of was just like me, but like I think in the process she was trying to, like, this entire draft class that came in they're all like extremely marketable nowadays, and they are growing the league. But I think just the way she had worded it, I don't agree with. But so I'll throw like a 3 in there.
Yeah,
it's also not just her either, but she had a big part to play in it, of course, but not just her.
Talk to me.
Yeah, I would say the same, like a 3. It kind of sounded kind of like pick me-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of course, like, yeah, Caitlin Clark she's talking about Caitlin. So of course it's like it's not like Caitlin is the only one, but Caitlin's that's just how it is. She's just the most popular player. So of course, like, I haven't seen an Angel Reese commercial. I haven't. So it's just like, and that's not just taking anything away from Angel, but it's just like, it's just popularity, just like it's any other draft class in the NBA. Like, if we look at 03, LeBron, but you had Melo in that class, you had D Wade in that class, you had a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just popularity, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think part of the controversy is going into why there's so much popularity around her. But I mean, the fact still stands that she balled out in college. Like, she was the number 1 pick. She's a baller. I mean, that just is what it is. But yeah, I don't think that this is just Angel Reese's personality that we've grown to, know, and I guess we love and accept. Like, she just saying, like, listen, y'all, like,
I mean,
me too. And,
it definitely is.
I mean, I think all this, as time goes on, all this talk is gonna dwindle down. Like, it's just
Mm-hmm.
It's just hot right now because like all the media is talking about it, all the fans are talking about it, like especially what y'all were talking about earlier with like everyone could be like coddling Caitlin Clark and like no one else is getting that kind of treatment, but that's all like the extracurricular stuff. Like it really is gonna come down to like what happens on the basketball court.
I don't know if it's ever gonna go away though. I feel like this is a little rivalry that started in college and probably will go on until they retire, honestly. Because I don't see Angel Reese falling off. Like I think she's a good player too. Like she'll probably be a great WNBA player, just like Caitlin. But I do think Caitlin, she does bring a different level of popularity to the sport. So I probably give this ticket like a 3. Like I do think Angel Reese and like all the other rookies, like they do play a big part in like how big the draft was, how big like the coverage is right now. But like there's always going to be that face, like the new face of the league that comes in, like LeBron, like Jordan just said, and like even Wemby last year. Like there's always going to be that one player out of the class. So I think that's Caitlin.
Yeah, I feel like it's a 3 too. I mean, yeah, right. Like Caitlin obviously is the most popular player in the whole league. Like not just rookies. Like she, they call her like the girl Steph Curry. Like she's a good player. But I mean, yeah, I see why girls like Angel Reese and them are mad. Like they probably are blown that she is getting that, like all of this fame and stuff like that. So there is some jealousy there. But yeah, it's probably a 3.
And we gotta be careful. We don't say the word jealousy lightly. You know what I mean? Like, but it is something to be said. Like Jordan just said. I mean, he hasn't seen an Angel Reese commercial. I think there is one. Don't quote me. I believe there is one, but like he said he hasn't seen it. So it's just like
Gatorade.
They know that and they feel that, right? So you get through playing, a Liberty Mystics game or something like that. Post game conference, they may ask you something about Caitlin Clark. Like, what is this? What's going on? This is a rookie. She hasn't proven anything in that league, right? Except that she's a part of that great class. So I just, again, I understand where a lot of the women are coming from when it comes down to the Caitlin Clark hype. I just think, to me, Angel Reese has learned to embrace that. You know what I mean? She knows that I could be the villain in this story if it helps the brand, if it whatever. Because at the end of the day, it's just basketball when we get between those 4 lines. So I think this is just her personality, and she has a good point about it. Like, there's Cameron Brink. People even like I seen like 4 videos of Kate Martin today this morning, Julian, just scrolling. They like that class, and I think she's right about that much. So I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna give it a 2, and we can leave it on that note. But that's Angel Reese there. Anything else on the Caitlin Clark and that trending stuff we got going?
Y'all think she's gonna make the All-Star game?
If is it fan vote?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
I mean, if it's fan vote, definitely. I don't know if it's
She'll be there.
Yeah,
they
can't. They can't miss that opportunity. Actually,
she's good. I mean, she's been playing, above average. I mean, I'll give her that. Got to clean up them turnovers. Last piece I just want to say. I'm not gonna say any names. Y'all probably gonna know who I'm talking about. But we can't be mad at the biggest networks for not putting this magnifying glass on the WNBA like they have this year and previous years. Yes, there have been box office players. Yes, there's been great storylines to follow, everything like that. But the WNBA, how dare to say, has never been more marketable than it is now. Okay, so these big markets, they know that. They know what people want to see. They're going to push that as much as they possibly can. There's no one person you can point the finger at to blame about it. It's just the supply and demand of it all, in my eyes. That's all I want to say about it. But It's neither here nor there. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Keep it moving. Got a couple more takes. All right, so this was a good one. All right, so we got the finals going on right now. What y'all see from the first game before we get into this take?
Nothing that I didn't tell y'all was going to happen before the game. So,
aren't you so smart?
Julian!
Hercules. Hercules. It was a good game. I mean, while it lasted, of course, obviously it was a blasting, but a lot was revealed. Right, Porzingis being that X factor, that D'Angelo Russell position that he was in, he definitely showed up to play at that three spot. And some argue that he was the best player on that Celtics team that night. They had no answer for him. 11 in the first. It's nothing you can do. Looked like there was no matchup out there for him, but what y'all see?
I mean, same. Kristaps is crazy. Like 7'3". He's not necessarily like a Wemby like ball handling type player, but like it's just no matchup for him. Shooting jumpers, and he's shooting deep threes, like 3 feet behind. So he was like, it's really nothing they can do. And just defensively too, I think that the Mavericks haven't seen a team like this defensively, because even Minnesota, Rudy is cooked. Like, so it's like you have players that can switch on to anybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't really get that matchup. You can't hunt those matchups no more. Like you can't hunt a Rudy, because you got and Kristaps was playing crazy defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you got Jaylen Brown, you got Derek White, Tatum, even Horford. So it's just crazy matchup stuff. But I think the Mavericks would play better tomorrow. But they gotta figure something out.
They'll definitely be better. I mean, definitely to your point too. In addition to the fact all those guys can defend, all of them can score too. It's not like you're playing 4v5 while you have Rudy Gobert just kind of roaming that short quarter dunker spot wherever he is on offense. Like, so yeah, everybody has to guard. We saw the whoever offense on Luka Doncic, right? They pointed him out, and he had some good defensive plays in that game, but they pointed him out every single time, no matter who it was. We're going to go at this guy and make him defend here, right? Hopefully wear him down on the offensive end, and that's what happened. That's what happened.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all ready for this take? Let's get into it.
Would you guys are both putting Kyrie ahead of Jason Tatum?
I'm not gonna go that far.
I am.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with that. I'm a big Kyrie fan.
I'm a huge Kyrie fan. Huge Kyrie.
Yeah, no, I know you are. I'm gonna just rock with that. I'm gonna pick. They got the best. They got the best player and the best duo.
I agree on the best player.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I agree on the best player part when it comes to Luka Doncic. But as far as the duo, I respect any duo that's playing both sides of the ball. Like, so when it comes to that, for me, I'm a roll with Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But obviously when it comes to scoring, I could roll with Kai and Luka. But scoring not going to win you a championship like that, bro. Like, you're gonna have to be on both sides to get this job done, bro. Like,
all right, so this is a twofold take here. Firstly, I want to know what y'all think of Kyrie over Tatum coming from Isaiah Thomas. And then I also want to know about who y'all believe is the better duo between Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kyrie and Luka. Okay, so put that all into your rating, and let's see what y'all got. Kyrie over Tatum, Julian?
No. I mean, y'all know I'm a Kyrie fan, but like that, I just feel like that's kind of like, that's just weird to me. And also, it may be some like hater shit on like too. Like, why is Isaiah Thomas like ex-Celtics player? Like, why is he saying that Kyrie's better than Jason Tatum the day before the finals? I just feel like that's weird. I don't know. I feel like there's ulterior motives at play. But yeah, no, I feel like that's a little crazy. Jason Tatum's one of the top, I don't know, give or take 10 players in the league, right? And I would say Kyrie's just a little bit below that. I think Tatum's definitely like a superstar in this league, and Kyrie is, if he is a superstar, he's on the low end of it, So I would definitely go Tatum over Kyrie. I'm just being real.
It's funny when I said that Luka didn't have. Actually, never mind. We'll say.
You said Luka didn't have a good. Wait.
We'll save it.
Wait. Let's address this. You said earlier in the season that Luka didn't have a great co-star.
No, I did not. I said he didn't have a great co-star compared to everyone else in the playoffs. I said that.
Kyrie as a co-star is about as good as you can get.
A Robin.
As a co-star.
That's not true.
What?
Look at Jaylen Brown. Look on the screen,
bro. No, I'm sorry.
the best team.
Kyrie's better than Jaylen Brown. I'm just gonna be real. Kyrie's better than Jaylen. Kyrie's not better than Jaylen Brown. Are we being serious
right now?
Wait a minute now. Like, wait. Like, I mean, what do you mean by
Kyrie's
that?
not better than Jaylen Brown.
What do you mean better?
It's a weird spot because it's like I feel you because I feel like Kyrie's the most skilled player of all time. Like, so I feel you, but I look at the whole game. Like, I look at two-way a lot. So like, and Jalen's been hooping. It's been times you got people saying that Jalen better than Jason. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they're dragging it though.
That's crazy. But I'm saying, like, me personally, it's just a weird spot because you look at Kyrie last series, even like just the whole playoffs, really, except for that Thunder series. But just like looking at him, it's tough. But you got a Jalen with a ECF MVP, so it's like it's tough to say. That
was a 4-game sweep over the Pacers. So I just don't put much stock into that. Like that's cute and all, but I really don't care. Like, honestly, I'm just being real. Like I like Jaylen Brown, but like we've been having these debates for a while on here. Like, is Jaylen Brown a superstar or not? And like that's just blasphemy to say. I feel like to say that Jaylen Brown is a superstar. Why are you looking like that? And how are we gonna put Jaylen Brown over Kyrie? We know what Kyrie's done in this league for a decade.
Bro, Kyrie hasn't beat the Celtics. He's 0-12.
I don't care if Kyrie beat the Celtics head to head, bro. Like
what do you mean head to head? What do you mean you don't care about head to head? You talk about head to head all the time, especially when it's in your favor. Bro, stop it.
When do I talk about head to head when I'm comparing two players?
You've done that before. I can't remember the exact time, but I know you have.
Of course you can't remember.
You have.
Yeah.
You have.
Bro, how are you okay? Kyrie, when Kyrie was a teammate with LeBron.
Stop, bro. That's like 10 years ago.
Bro. You think Kyrie's worse than then? You think Kyrie's gotten worse?
Yes, I do. In the playoffs, he definitely has. Bro, when's the last time he showed up in the playoffs before this year? It's been the Cavs. It's been the Cavs since the Cavs. And then he just got it up game one. So what
bro, you just said he hasn't shown up since he was on the Cavs, bro. Are you being serious?
Okay, on the Nets, he got swept. On the Celtics, on the playoffs, they booed him out the stadium. What are we talking about?
Ian, when he was on the Nets, right? When he was on the Nets, this is 2021. When he was on the Nets and got hurt, he wasn't hoping.
And Kyrie in the playoffs on the
Celtics. That was through the most of the playoffs.
Oh,
but Kyrie in the playoffs on the Celtics. You gotta go ahead and look up that film. Like you gotta YouTube that way.
Terrible.
You feel me?
Yeah,
terrible.
I remember he played okay, but what's it called? They lost. Like I think they lost in 5. So
yeah.
I
mean, but this is beside the point. I like what Jordan said though. I mean, like hold on, but hold your horses though, Julian. Is all I'm saying. Like Tatum's better than Brown.
Yes, Tatum's better than Brown. I
don't scream that from the rooftop. You can definitively tell me. You can definitively tell me without a shadow of doubt in your mind that Jason Tatum is better than Jaylen Brown.
Yes, I think Jason Tatum is a better player than Jaylen Brown, and he's asked to do more on the Celtics than Jaylen Brown is, especially offensively. Yes.
What about defensively?
Yeah, they put Brown on Luka this series. Okay, but they're switching anyway. Okay. So I'm just saying, usually in a usual series or throughout the course of the season, I think Jason Tatum is definitely a better player than Jaylen Brown. I don't understand that.
Okay, I mean, if you feel that way,
he's definitely asked to do more on offense.
Oh, through the season?
Absolutely,
the regular season,
in the playoffs.
This has been a constant for the past 4 years. Like It's
Yeah, I
not
don't
like
get it.
like
Yeah.
That's not true. Dude, Brown has outplayed Tatum. He outplayed him last finals.
Yeah, one time he outplayed him. That was the worst that
One
Jason
time
Tatum ever performed.
with the lightest, with the
No,
lights.
that's
were
the worst
bright.
that he ever performed. But then you don't point at all the times that Jason Tatum outplayed Brown. Jason Tatum was like 18
because he barely outplays Brown when he does. That's
no.
Yes,
I said it.
true.
I feel like I
No.
said this last podcast. Jason Tatum started here, right? Jason Tatum started here. Jaylen Brown was here. Then Jaylen Brown came up here. Jason Tatum went there. Then they just keep coming up like that. They just keep coming up like that. But what we're seeing now is a plateau, I feel like, especially when you add in the Derek Whites, the other shooters, where there's more balls to go around. We're seeing that they have a very similar offensive skill set. And then when it comes down to play defense,
no, they don't.
They don't.
Skill set. No, they don't have a similar skill set. No,
that's too far.
Tatum is way more skilled than Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
he can dribble better. He has way more of a post game. Jaylen Brown. He can shoot better than Jaylen Brown. I don't get. What is
he's not more efficient, dude. Like when we see them,
no, he's not more efficient because Jaylen Brown, he has a very effective game. We can say that he has just as an effective game.
That's what matters to me.
Skill, though, no, that's not true.
Okay, I mean that's fair.
You really are going to stand on that? He's as skilled as Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum is here. Jaylen Brown is here.
Okay, that's
There's
fine.
a very slight difference. But then when the lights come on, Julian, you value this. You value this the most. When the lights get brightest and, Death Star, we're aiming the arrows or whatever Max Kellerman said. Give me Brown. Give me Brown.
Every day of the week. Okay, so we had a draft right now. You're going to take Jaylen Brown over Tatum.
To lead my team?
Yes.
That's a trick question. Jaylen Brown's never led a team.
Exactly.
So I've never seen that.
Exactly.
I've never seen that. What do you mean exactly? You can say that like we saw Kyrie lead a team.
Listen, a big factor in this question is that our expectations are not equal. And I feel like that should shine a lot of light on this answer. We don't. Why are you going? We don't expect Jaylen Brown to do the same things that we expect Tatum to do. We don't.
What does that matter, though? I don't care about expectations. I care about what gets played on the floor, bro. Expectations, that's not a real thing. That's made up. Expectations are made up.
Then you hold them to those expectations, though.
I hold
Jaylen Brown to a high expectation.
Yeah, what are we doing?
I've never heard
Jaylen Brown's being paid.
When have you ever left a series and blamed Jaylen Brown? When has that ever happened? When have we ever left a series and been like Jaylen Brown didn't play well enough? Win or loss.
Jaylen Brown is nice.
I'm saying win or loss, though. Win or loss.
He doesn't give me 9 points in a playoff game. And then, we have to come back and make excuses for him. That's not Brown. That's all I'm saying.
We do that for JT. Win or loss, we come back and are like, oh, JT has to do more. JT has to be better, right? He's never done that for Jaylen Brown.
That's not true.
Okay.
JB was scrutinized last year in the playoffs against the Heat because he couldn't drive left. That was like a whole thing.
That's a joke, though.
No, it was not a joke. They put up a whole game footage of that dude getting stripped every time he went left. That actually happened.
Those are TikTokers. That's a joke.
That's not true.
We've never seen the media. The national media has never, ever called out Jaylen Brown after a series and been like, he needs to do more. Win or loss. That's facts.
But I think that's all like what he was saying. It's all like, of course, you're going to look at the leader and say, of course, you're not gonna they didn't talk to Kyrie, they talked to LeBron.
Exactly.
They didn't talk to AD, they talked to LeBron. But I'm saying with you saying we've never gone from a series saying they're not gonna talk to Jaylen.
But listen though, why is he the leader?
Why is Jason the leader?
Why do we say that Jason Tatum's the leader if Jaylen Brown's better than him?
I think
because he was better in 2018. What'd you say here?
Okay.
His ceiling isn't higher, Drew. We know it's a little higher.
We don't care about ceilings. We don't care about whose ceiling is higher. That's not what makes you the leader. You're not the leader because your ceiling is the highest. That's not true.
Yeah, it is. Wemby is the leader of is the leader of this team because his ceiling
is on the Spurs. Wemby's on the Spurs. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, Caitlin Clark. Oh snap! Like she is. Like,
She's on the fever. Like
She's on a bad
the number one pick coming last year. Aaliyah Boston. Like she's not.
no,
so
they were
strong.
terrible. They have the first pick for a reason. They were terrible.
Okay, bro.
What?
I'm just saying, like, well,
But Julian, real talk though, before we actually have to rate this thing. So you wouldn't agree that Jason Tatum was drafted to be the guy coming out of college?
Both of them were. I agreed though. But yes, I think
Both.
that Jason Tatum. Yes,
What
Jaylen
do you
Brown
mean both?
was Jaylen Brown the second pick?
I was third.
To be
Third?
I don't know. But to be
Oh,
the
no,
franchise?
third pick. Yes. Yes.
Oh, no.
I remember when JB got drafted, he was drafted to be the guy on the team, and then Tatum was in the next class to be the next guy. Yes.
To be the next guy?
No, I'm saying to be like they didn't obviously know they were going to get Jason Tatum when they drafted Brown. When they drafted Brown, he was drafted to be the guy. Yes. Then obviously next year rolled around. They said we found Jason Tatum. He's our new guy.
After a year.
Yes, after 1 year. Yes, that happened.
I mean, new guy is crazy. Like, I think what's happening now, like,
Or the guys.
obviously, like, you're still betting on both of their potential. Because they would have given up on Jaylen Brown a long time ago if they really thought they were going to get like the guy in the very next draft. Like,
I mean, that's what I'm saying, the guys. But yeah, they're saying Jason Tatum is going to be our leader, and then Jaylen Brown will be his co-star. Why are you smiling? I don't.
I think he just has better leadership qualities. I really think that's all it is. Like, and he has a little bit of higher ceiling just because he can pass a little bit better. That's really all it is. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, y'all are yapping because what leadership qualities has Jason Tatum ever shown? What leadership qualities does Jason Tatum show?
What do you mean?
I mean, there's been this discussion about how they market Jason
quiet.
Tatum. But I'm saying there's been this discussion about how they market Jason Tatum a lot more than a Jaylen Brown. You know, we got the single guy, right? He doesn't say much to the media. Very smart, you know, but he doesn't say much to the media. He doesn't pop out everywhere. Jason Tatum, he's been the golden boy for many, many years now. You know, when it comes to the league, be having Deuce on the side and everything like that. I mean, that kind of goes into this who we refer to as a leader. I mean, it's definitely both of their team, but like, I don't know. I don't know if definitively calling Jason Tatum is due to recent basketball. That's all I'm saying. Not saying that he's not good. Not saying that he didn't deserve to be down there in MVP talks, anything like that. But when those lights come on, Julian, and you have to put on shutter shades.
Do you know what's funny? Can I just say one thing before we finish?
Sure.
You know what's funny? I knew that y'all were going to go here. So I found a graphic. I wonder if this shows up. Does this show up?
Yeah,
These are the
blow them up.
25, 10, 5. Cool.
These are the only players in the last 50 seasons, 50, half a century to average that going into a finals. Do you see who's on the list? I'll read it for you if you don't. Larry Bird did it twice. LeBron James did it twice. Giannis did it once. Joker did it once. And Jason Tatum is the last person on the list, the fifth and final person. He did it this year. We're sitting here talking about Jason Tatum's second best player on his team.
No one ever said he was the second best.
That's it. Okay.
We're saying he's right there. 1A. 1A and 1A. 1A, 1B.
Context will set this man free. But Jason Tatum, all-time talent. We know this. But when those lights get bright, I know who I want. I'll leave it there. 1 through 5 on the take. I don't even know if y'all remember what the actual take was. You know, we just went on that tangent there. But the real question was Kyrie or Jason Tatum. You know, that was the question. Like Kyrie or JT.
I don't think.
And then y'all made it weird.
Yeah.
He made it.
Yes, y'all made it weird.
Yes. Well, okay, like you know. So anyone that's taking Kyrie over Jason Tatum, and we're talking all time too, by the way, Julian. So it's just like, you know, if you want to take it back to,
we're talking all time, it's way different. Yeah, it's way different if we're talking about all time, but we're not.
It has to be what we're talking about. Like,
I think they're talking about right now.
We're talking about all time.
Why wouldn't we be? Why would we say this
We're
year?
talking about the current finals matchup.
Nah, dude, nah. We can't take a year of Kyrie playing alongside Luka and then match that up with Jason Tatum. Like that makes zero sense.
Be talking about all time.
Yeah, it was all time.
It has to.
argument
That's how I
fair,
interpret it. I feel like it has to be if we're having this discussion at all. If we're even entertaining this, like it has to be all time. It does.
No one else interpreted it like that. I feel like that was just you.
I think the take
so they sat there. So you think Isaiah Thomas believes that Kyrie Irving this year was better than Jason Tatum this year?
He's saying right now. I'm saying I think that he would take him right now. Yes, I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, I think.
Did y'all not think that?
I did. I thought.
I thought he was talking about right now.
Yeah,
I can't even really entertain that then.
Yeah, it's definitely a fire.
If that's what we're settling on, I can't really entertain that one. But anything about the best duo between the two, then
I'd probably go Tatum Brown, me personally. I mean, we've seen Luka and Kyrie win games, but and it's probably also team too, because I feel like the Celtics have a better team. But I'd probably just go Tatum Brown just because they can do it on both sides. And, Luka, Kyrie, they can score. They can give you 60 points, but what else can they really do? Tatum can give you 7 assists. Jalen can give you 3 steals, you know what I'm saying? So I'll say them,
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I'll leave this off the review. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the squad or the duo that plays both sides of the ball. Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, they can score with anybody, and they also put in that effort on defense. So it's just how it is. But I definitely, if we having an all-time discussion about Jason Tatum and Kyrie Irving, I thought that would have been more interesting to discuss, to be honest.
Would be, but
I mean, Tatum's like 25 though, like 24.
This is true. I mean, that's all the context that you have to factor in. But
that's why I said he was hating, because I thought he's talking about right now, and I feel like that's crazy. But
that is crazy. I don't know about that one. IT. Now we can get into a real all-time discussion. Let me blow this up. So we got Tracy McGrady on Steph Curry. Okay, so he said this on some podcast. I don't know which one it was, but it's been a topic of discussion on other podcasts. He says that he hasn't cracked my top 10 yet to me. If one of your guys is missing and you can't make the playoffs, I can't put you in my top 5 or top 10. Okay, and he's referring to times where they didn't make the playoffs with the loss of Draymond, struggled with the loss of Clay, and what have you. All right, 1 through 5 here on the tape. Steph Curry is not top 10 all time.
I think I'm going 4. Go ahead, yeah. My bad.
No, y'all go.
You can go.
I was just gonna say, I think I'm going 4. This coming from a guy who never won a playoff series, so it's like, Steph is. If we look, Steph is a generational talent, and I can't think of 10 players that I can definitively say, okay, this guy's better than Steph. I just can't do it right off the top of my head. If we were to sit here and maybe count, but I feel like that's all situational too, because you have some players or people that think that this player might be better than this player. But me personally, for Steph to have 4 rings, you know what I'm saying, to really change the game of basketball, to where everybody has to be able to hit a 3, or you're considered for the wrong era. I feel like to be able to change the whole game of basketball like that, you have to be top 10, because like Kyrie, you're not, like this man has been shooting from half court like for years now. Nobody was ever done that. Like, so yeah.
Yeah. That's Mr. Unanimous as well. So
yeah, unanimous.
That's 4. What y'all got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 5. Like, there's not many back-to-back MVPs, 4-time champions, Finals MVPs that are not top 10. Like, it's hard to be all that in one, especially like when you're the best shooter ever. Like to Jordan's point, he changed the game. Like, now people are shooting more threes than ever, and I think we can all say it's Curry had a lot to do with that. In my opinion, he did. But yeah, I think it's a crazy take, especially because when we look at the point guard position, just the point guard position alone, he's number 2 in my opinion. Like, I mean, I think he's a lot better than a lot of old players just because the way he changed the game and the way he can do pretty much everything on the offensive side.
Everything can be debated. All right, but Ian's giving a 5 on this one.
He can score at 3 levels. No, he can't do everything.
He can pass.
He can score at 3 levels, though. I was saying
he can pass.
He's definitely a above average passer, but you know,
I feel like it sounds crazier than it actually is. I'll be real. I appreciate Steph Curry a lot, and I agree with what y'all are saying in terms of impact. He's probably in our era, he's the most impactful player. Definitely, like you said, he's changing the game for the next generation. They'll play the game completely differently than before Steph Curry. But if we're talking about actual greatest players, I don't think it's that crazy to leave him off top 10. Like, I see a lot of players who I would put above Kobe. Not a lot. I see a few players who I would put above Curry who get left off top 10s. Like, I know Kobe gets left off top 10s. Shaq gets left off top 10s. It's not my top 10. I'm just going to be real. But, like, there's guys who I would say are a bit better than Curry who are, left off those top 10. So, obviously, like y'all were saying, it depends on your 10. But I don't think it's that crazy to leave him off the top 10.
Would you
give me a number?
Give him a number?
Yeah, give me a number. No, not for Curry. I'm talking about for the take.
Oh, I think it's like a 2. Just because, like I said, it's not, you can make an argument that he's not 10. You know, you got to think who's in the top 10 though. It's not that crazy.
Would you put Bird over him?
I mean, me personally, it's hard. Like, if it's me ranking it, I would probably put him in the top 10 because, like, I witnessed his whole career. But, like, yeah, like, it's hard for me to speak to Larry Bird. Like, I was not born.
Yeah.
You know? So if we're looking at their careers, like, yeah, you should probably put Larry Bird over Curry. If we're just looking at their careers.
Why?
Probably should. Just because he was dominant. He won more as the best player. Like, I'm just going to be real. Like,
did Ian say why?
Yeah, he was dominant, and he won more as the best player. But
and you have Jordan. I'm glad you're here for this because we actually have a method. We have a metric that we use to compare and contrast players. All right, so we actually have a way that we can do this, so it makes sense to compare and contrast players, especially throughout the eras, right? So we didn't see Bird play, but there's still a way. Right, there's still a definitive way where we could take facts and figures as well as context, storyline, and everything that we see with our actual own 2 eyes to determine who would be a better player, who's more deserving of being in that top 10 spot. Okay, now Ian is blowing me. All right, you're blowing my geek. So when you pull up Bird, you can pull it up with me. Pull up Bird with me. Bird is the word. 3-time champ, 10-time All NBA, 3-time All Defensive, 3-time MVP, 2-time Finals MVP. All right, these are accolades that we're talking about. Bird is the word. All right, that's an all-time. That's an all-timer. He's got to be over Curry with it. Well, we talk about all-time discussions, but there's a caveat because again, we did witness Steph. I don't think we've done enough justice to what he's done. Even calling him no. That's the problem, though, Julia. That's the problem, because even though we called him unanimous, even though we said he's a 4-time champion, even though we said that he's the greatest shooter that's ever been on the hardwood, we didn't add the context of when he did this exactly. He did this in the super team era of LeBron James. Okay, he had to face him many a time. There are people who believe that LeBron is the greatest basketball player to touch a basketball. The GOAT GOAT. What, Julia? What?
We have to pump the brakes, though.
What do we have to pump the brakes? He went 73-9 in the NBA regular season.
We have to pump the brakes, though, because it can't work against you and without it working for you, if you know what I mean. We can't say it's the super team era and not acknowledge that Curry was on a super monster team. Like, that was a super ultra monster team. Curry, KD, Clay, Draymond, etc.
Kobe Bryant did it with and without Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes, he did.
Curry did it with and without Kevin Durant.
But he didn't do it without Clay and Draymond too.
Draymond?
Bro, look, the last ring, I feel like, listen. The last Curry ring is what really catapulted Curry in all-time discussions, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because when we looked at the younger Curry, right, we were just talking about when the lights get brightest, Curry got worse. When we were talking about the younger Curry, when we got to the finals, when he was facing LeBron in those finals, for the first few times, I was with y'all at the lunch tables. I was telling y'all, I'm taking Kyrie over Curry when we get to the finals, because he was out hooping him head to head. He was.
Yeah, hooped him one finals.
Twice. He only played 2 finals too. He out hooped him 2 times.
That's not true.
Then what did Curry go on to do, Julian? Keep going with your story. What did he go on to do? And what was it, 2022?
Yes, I said when we talk about the last finals that Curry won, that catapulted him in all-time discussions. But
what did he do?
But you have to listen. You have to shed a light on what happened in those first finals. He wasn't the best player when KD was there. Facts. The facts.
He was the bus driver.
Huh?
He was the bus driver.
No, he wasn't. Like,
it was his team. No. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Like, and we're not going to sit here and act like he was some sort of slouch. Like, he was that guy too.
He's not a slouch.
Because you like to propel these Robins. All I'm trying to say is it was a 1A, 1B situation. It was.
Right, yes, but he had the ultimate advantage in those series. Like, he won finals when he had an unfair advantage, basically. We can't talk about super teams without acknowledging the fact that he was on the craziest super team.
Magic Johnson had Kareem.
He had Kareem, yeah.
I mean, you have to win with guys. Like, I understand it all.
Come on, bro. You just said they went 73-9, and then they added Kevin Durant, bro. And are we even going to put Curry over KD?
All time?
Yes.
As a player. I'm just talking about as a player.
As a player, yes.
We talking about as a player, you can add a lot of people in. We just talking as a player.
So y'all talking just like careers, like everything
matters.
Okay. I don't care about that. I've always said I don't care about that. So, but when we talk about as a player, I don't know if I'm even putting him over KD. I'm just gonna be real. So
to me, that's absolutely absurd, though. That's definitely absurdity. Like, I can't hold you. That's a level 5, a stage 5 terminal take that you just spewed all in this podcast. Like, I don't know why you would even. I don't know why you would go there,
as a player.
As a player, dude, I know Kevin Durant is an all-time scorer, one of the best scorers that we've ever seen. He's an MVP himself. But Curry, we've seen him do it himself. We have. I understand the Clays and the Draymonds and the Kevon Looneys that he had and everything. A lot of chips,
a lot of chips have to fall your way for you to win, and we all know that. And the chips,
how did that happen?
Listen, tell me, the chips didn't fall KD's way. We can't act like KD didn't get unlucky a few times.
What happened to KD, Julian? This is the context that we don't have. Steph Curry, walk up 3, hash mark, let that go. Gone. It's over. No more finals for y'all. That OKC team is over. Sayonara.
Bro,
it's
done. Listen. But then what happened to KD after that even? When KD was on Brooklyn, KD was the best team in that. They were the best team that year. I feel like we can all say that. They were the best team. They were going to beat Giannis. Absolutely. They were clapping the Bucks by 40. It was like 30-40. And then Kyrie goes down. James Harden's already down. There's no choke. Don't do that. KD proceeded to average 35 on 50% shooting the rest of the series. This is what I don't like, though. I don't like when we want to have it like both ways. Like, I don't like that.
It's not both ways.
Yes, it is.
Dude, he has 4 chips. Wait, choose one. Just pick one.
Two of them are with KD. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I
one of them,
understand.
Andre Iguodala, won the Finals MVP.
Because without Steph, KD's not getting no chips.
That's fine. I don't put KD in my top 10. So that's fine. I'm just talking about the top 10.
But you would still say KD is a better player?
As a player himself, as a player, yeah, I'll probably take KD as a player. But this is not what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, if we were playing blacktop hoops, KD would cook Curry 1-on-1. That's what we're saying.
Okay. But listen, what's it called? When we're talking about the top 10, like I was saying a little earlier, like there are guys like I don't know if you're going to put Curry over them. Like Ian said, Larry Bird. Are you going to put him over Magic? Are you going to put him over Kobe? Are you going to put him over LeBron, Kareem, Bill Russell? Like there's enough guys to leave Curry out of the top 10. There are. And then that's not even including the Shaqs. You're putting him over Shaq? That's wild to me. I'm just being real. That's wild.
I didn't say anything yet. Does anybody else have anything about this before I get into my my vote? What'd you put, Drew? Do I have you?
I put a 4.
Down already?
I mean,
you said
I put a 2. Excuse me, a 2.
Okay. 2, 4, 4. I'm teetering 4 or 5. I
don't understand
because when we say 5, I mean his rationale. I didn't play his full speech that he gave about it, but he went in to discuss how he couldn't win without Draymond or Clay, and that being the rationale for him being left out of a top 10 discussion. I think one of y'all said, I don't know how you leave the best shooter of all time off a top 10 list. Like, but when we talk about players, it is tough, Drew. It is tough when you get to that end of that list. I'll give you that much. So I'll go 4. Just because we're not about to list out 10 names, but he's definitely right there, if not there. But when we talk about all-time point guards, he's definitely in that top 5, if not top 3 discussion when it comes to point guards all time, even though he's, not a traditional one, what have you. So I'm going to go 4 with this one. We talked about the context. We talked about the accolades, right? Obviously, he's still doing it at a top 10 level. So I'll go 4 with that one. But let's keep going because we running out of time, whatever time it is. Anything else on that one?
You just got to put, if you have him in your top 10, you got to put him over Shaq or Kobe or Tim Duncan. So if y'all want to say that, like y'all can.
I mean, you have to factor in. You have to factor in too much in my eyes because, like, if you talk about a Tim Duncan, then we got to talk defense and all of that. Like, we start talking defense, then it's like
y'all were the guys just telling me about two-way. Y'all were just
what
telling
I'm saying, Drew. Just what I'm saying, but we're talking about the greatest. We're talking about the greatest shooter though to ever, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but we also forget the greatest shooter was in the finals, and LeBron James was doing like this. He said, "Curry, come here." He was telling him, "Come give me the switch on Curry every play in the finals."
That's a physical attribute thing. I mean, it's not like Curry, just refuse to slide his puppies.
That's the same as what we see with Luka right now.
Luka refuses to slide him. Like, nah, that's completely different to me.
I don't think he can.
Like, I mean, he slims down a little bit, puts that effort in. Like, there's always a way. I mean, Drew Holiday said even the Celtics white guys play defense. Like, so, I mean, there's always a way. It's about your angles, energy, effort, all of that. More football. Let's get into this, Drew. This is your slide, so I'll let you take over a little bit. I don't know why you put that pick up there, but I'll get this clip going for you, though. Sure. You want the clip now? Or?
Yeah, clip.
Okay. All right.
Career, right? That's easy. That's a layup, dog. No, let me ask you a question. I ain't talking about Tom Brady. If you had to pick a career to have, I'm going to have Aaron Rodgers' career or I'm going to have Eli Manning's career. Who career are you taking?
You want the rings, dog. You don't want.
That's all that matters is the rings. Guess,
You know I got two.
guess what? Guess what fans don't celebrate? MVP trophies. We don't give a fuck about that. That's for you, buddy, to sit at your crib.
Yeah, I feel that.
We give a fuck about rings.
Damn.
You
All right. So the question, the tape is which career or whose career would you rather have? Eli Manning or Aaron Rodgers? Drew, what you got to say about this one?
First, I want to give a shout out to one of my young bulls, Arrington. You see his little app down at the bottom. He's doing his thing with the sports page now. But I'm not gonna say whose career I would take, but I am gonna say who's a better player. Actually, no, I'll do the career. Excuse me. Career, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll be selfish and I'm gonna say Aaron Rodgers, just because I think he's a better player. Yeah, he only did win one ring, but I mean, he's one of the top, I don't know. He's one of the top 3 greatest quarterbacks I've ever witnessed during my life. Top 4, I'll say, greatest quarterbacks I've witnessed in my life. And I think it's fair to say he's probably top 10 ever, like given his stats, his MVPs, all of that. Obviously, things didn't go his way in the playoffs. I would say his lack of playoff success can't put in the conversations with like the Tom Brady's and stuff like that. I don't think he's there. But when we're talking Eli Manning, who, you know, as an individual, I'm just going to be real, like he was mid for a lot of his career. I think he had like the most turnovers in the league for the last like 10 years of his career, which is crazy. But yeah, he did happen to get 2 rings 2 times. He dunked on Tom Brady for those rings, which is, you know, that is crazy. But I'm still going to go Rodgers.
Hold on, man. You don't happen on 2 rings. Like, let's not be disrespectful about it.
You can have 2 runs. He had 2 runs. Like, he had a run. They snuck into the playoffs as a wild card, and his team was hot, and they won. Any given Sunday in football, bro, this is not basketball where you have series.
Nah,
but let's not act like it was something like
he played well. He played well. I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like, as an individual player, I don't think he's great. He's not a great. He's not.
You have to be great to win 2 Super Bowls.
Great.
Yes.
Individually.
Yeah, I think you do have to be great.
I don't think you have to be great individually to win 2 Super Bowls. I don't agree.
You?
Great.
Bro, it's
individually?
Yeah, it's hard to win 1.
I agree. 2? You have to have a great performance, maybe. I don't think you have to be a great.
Let me get a bottom line in here, though. I don't believe there's anyone in here who believes that Eli Manning was a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers still playing, but you know I don't think anybody believes that. But whose career would you rather have, Julian?
I thought you still gotta go Rodgers. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I was a player, I would want to have actually. Yeah, if you're a player, you still want to go Rodgers. He got money, he got the contracts, and he got what's it called? He had like hella records and shit. Like, I don't know. You gotta go Rodgers.
Yeah.
So what are you saying for this take? A 1?
I think
actually it's not even a take. Honestly, it's a question.
No. On the podcast, the Gilly on the podcast, he said his real take was Aaron Rodgers is overhyped. He's not on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks, and he takes Eli Manning's career over him. That was his full take on the podcast. So, in my opinion, I think that's like a 4 take. Like, I don't think you can say Aaron Rodgers is overhyped just because he didn't win multiple rings. It's hard. Like y'all are saying, it is hard to win rings, and it's like such a team-oriented game. Like, he can't play defense, like y'all are saying. And I don't think Eli Manning was necessarily like the only reason that they won those rings. Like, those defenses were playing football. So I'll go.
All right, my fault, Joe. I had to mute you, but what do y'all think about that take then? And whose career are you taking?
I'm probably still taking Aaron too. I probably take Wise. I probably go. If I had it, because one being like it was cool, right? I'd probably go like 3. because Aaron, like Julian said, top 4 QB I've seen in my life behind Brady, Peyton, probably Drew Brees. So like, and Robert Ory has 7 rings.
This is true.
Like, so if we're just talking about rings, we could take a lot of people. But
this is football though. And he's a football quarterback. He's not like just a role guy. I know he has a role, but like,
yeah, I'm not saying like Eli like is like some slouch or anything. Like, and like I agree with y'all. Like, you can't be just anybody and win 2 Super Bowl rings. You have to be,
Yeah.
But I'm still personally, I'm probably still taking Aaron Rodgers' career over Eli.
All right. EE.
Yeah, I honestly I agree with y'all. I might go with a four here, because I do think those MVPs matter. Like, it definitely shows you're the best player in the league, and he was it 4 times. Eli Manning was never that, or never even really close to that. So when we put that into account, Aaron Rodgers clears him, and then he does have a Super Bowl. Like, so it's not like he's never been there, he's never won it. Like, he's done that. It's very hard to win one. And I feel like Eli Manning's teams were a little bit better, especially defensively, earlier in his career. So that definitely helped him. And also, I think what hurts Eli Manning in this conversation for his career, he was, like Julian said, he was so bad towards the end, especially like turnover wise. And Aaron Rodgers is still playing at an elite level. Like, he's been doing this for like what, a decade, almost 2. So like when we look at that, like, I think you have to go Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to try and keep this as short and sweet as possible, but I do have a question I would like to ask y'all after this. Too many times we get a take like this, and I feel like we just overthink it. We want to think of all the factors that could go into, why we want this career for this case. Like, why this makes sense. You play the game to win, guys. You play the game to win. Right? So Jordan was talking about Robert Ory. I think this is better. It's still loose. All right. Disclaimer, this is still loose, but whose career would you rather have? A guy like Bill Russell with 11 rings, right? Or a guy like maybe an Allen Iverson or something like that. A guy that's still considered one of the top players at his position in the league, something like that. I mean, he's undeniably one of the best players, one of the best scorers while he was playing. I mean, or would you rather be still a leader of the team, but be a winner?
You can't call it Rodgers Iverson. It has to be like,
it's loose. I'm saying, I know it's loose. I'm just saying.
It has to be like somebody who won like one time in the NBA.
I would say he's like a KD. Like,
yeah, it has to be like a KD.
Okay, maybe like a KD.
Bill Russell also won 11 rings. I
mean, I'm just saying, would you rather be a guy that's won multiple times as the guy, or be the guy who's won once, and is considered a better talent or whatever?
I mean, I think those MVPs just hold so much weight, dude. Like, it's hard to win an MVP in a league. Like, Eli Manning had 0.
No, I get that. I get that. It is hard to win MVP. You're right about that. I'm just saying, I don't play for the MVP. Me personally, y'all aren't cut the same. We already know that. That's been we have that on video. But you play the game to win. I want the chips personally. If I'm still considered the helm of the team, the offense has to go through me, right? I'm the guy, and I'm still winning more than I'd rather have that career. I'd rather have that career with all of the upsets, with the interceptions, everything like that, because when I was at the top, I was at the top. I was there. I was a winner. I can say that. That's me. So okay. I'm going to go with Eli, and I'm going to call this because, again, on the other side of the coin, Aaron Rodgers is my favorite quarterback. Well, let that be known. He's throwed, but he definitely is my favorite talent at that position. So I'm going to have to give it a 2.5. I'm giving this a 2.5. That's me.
I guess that's fair. I think Aaron. I just like they've been saying, like he's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen live. In my opinion, he's probably like
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. And like y'all have said, nobody, we don't really put Eli in these all-time discussions.
He'll never be.
We really don't, rarely. So I don't know. He still got his bag. He still got his commercial deals, everything like that on the other side that's not football. So I'm going with Eli. Give me that Eli career.
Yeah, shout out to Eli, but like I'm just saying, I would take being an all-time top 5 player ever. And he still won too. Like he got his win. He got multiple MVPs. He's all-time in his position. He got money. Like
he could still win this year too and win an MVP. That's the crazy thing.
I don't think
stop it.
I don't think
yeah, just stop it.
He won 2 MVPs in the last 5 years. Just remember.
That's fine, but I'm just saying off the Achilles, I don't think he's gonna win. Like he has to go to the AFC now too, which is way different.
His defense is fine, I'm saying.
They are, but he's gonna have to beat Patrick Mahomes or Lamar or Josh Allen or CJ Stroud or Justin Herbert or
He's a better team than a lot of them. I'm just saying.
You gotta stop the madness. Yeah, we will see. We definitely will see. Give me Eli career in New York. All right, last take of the day. All right, okay, so make sure y'all follow us everywhere at Take 5 Pot. This is for all the marbles. All right, so let's get into this video here. More football. And of course, I leave it out. Did I leave it out? Yeah. Let me see if I can pull this up real fast. This was the Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's one that you sent me.
Yeah. Y'all. Yeah, I don't even have this one yet. But talk about Justin Jefferson's contract really quick while I pull this up.
Do you want me to summarize the video or just talk about the contract?
Just talk about the contract for a second. Yeah.
Justin Jefferson got the highest contract out of any non-quarterback ever, I'm pretty sure. Is that correct?
Yeah.
What was it? 4 years, 140?
Yeah.
All guaranteed?
No.
How much is guaranteed?
I want to say like 90 or maybe somewhere around that.
Okay. I mean, I feel like it's deserved.
He got 110 guaranteed.
110. Wow. Okay. So 4 years, 140, 110 guaranteed. That sounds like a lot. It definitely is a lot. But I would say he deserves it because he's the best player at his position. So, they always get paid the most. I don't know what it'll do to his team, though. Like, I don't know if his team will be able to compete with that contract, We'll see. But what do y'all think about the contract?
I think it was, like how you said, it's at least the best receiver in the game. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad contract to give him. But at the same time, like you said, just for the team, it takes a lot of options out there. So,
yeah.
Who's there? Who they got? Who? JJ McCarthy?
Yeah, McCarthy. So they have a rookie quarterback, so they don't have to pay their quarterback, so it kind of works out. But still,
I think they could still be. They got Aaron Jones. They got.
They have a good team. If McCarthy can play, they'll be real good actually. So
we'll see. It's not like he's not deserving of it. So I don't think it's bad. So.
What do you think, Ian?
Yeah, I thought it was smart by the Vikings. Definitely to get it done before the CeeDee Lamb and Jamar Chase deal, because they would have just had to make it even steeper. So I think that was smart by them, just locking down the best receiver in the league. And I think he's by far the best receiver in the league. That's just my opinion, though, but I think he's definitely deserving.
I don't agree with that part, but yeah.
I'm really confused. Well, y'all have to forgive me. I'm a hoops guy, right? When was he crowned the best receiver of the league? Like, when did that happen exactly?
His rookie year. He had 1,500 yards his rookie year.
I'll say the last few years he's kind of ascended to being the top.
He separated himself.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I think it's fine to say he's the best, but I don't think there's a separation, is what I'm saying. And I commented it here. Like, I think there's other guys who are on his level.
Like CD and Terry?
Yeah, like the guys. So are you gonna put the video on, Morgan?
Nah, I'm not. So we gotta summarize it.
What the guy said in the video, he basically was saying, being the best player of your position, being Justin Jefferson, why should he be the guy to reset the market? Because there's going to be other guys who come after him who will just like, reset it again. And he mentioned guys like lesser guys, like I think he said Zay Flowers and guys of that, like, that caliber player. He said those guys will be receiving possibly more money down the line because of this contract. And I didn't get what he's saying because, like, if you're a Justin Jefferson, right, what are you going to do? What other option is there than to reset the market? Like, if you're the best player in your position, what else are you going to do than just get the highest contract ever? I really don't get what he's saying, honestly.
And I feel like sometimes people get low ball, but you get paid for how you play. And
absolutely.
From what we've seen from Justin and his career so far, he's been top 2 every, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, Zay Flowers is not going to get as much money as Justin because he doesn't play ever. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't play like that. He doesn't play as good as Justin Jefferson. So that's just simple. But I don't really think that really makes any sense because that's with any sport.
Exactly.
So
go ahead.
Y'all saying that CD and Jamar shouldn't get paid?
No.
So what I said in the comments was I responded to his video. I was basically saying, like, all the other guys are irrelevant because, like Jordan just said, they're not as good as him. So him setting the market, they're going to, find somewhere to fit in under what he said. Now, there may be a guy like CD Lamb who's also dominant, or Jamar Chase who's also dominant. They can make a claim that they're the best receiver in the league, and I don't think their team's going to bat an eye. Those guys may come in and match the Justin Jefferson contract, or they may come in and like possibly reset it by $1 million or something like that. Like, slightly reset the market. But he's saying, if you're the best player in the league, why are you resetting the market? I don't understand that. Like, what other choice do you have than to sign a contract that's gonna secure generational money for your family forever? Like, I don't understand that.
What was the contract again? Was it 4 years?
4 years, $140 million. 110 guaranteed.
Well,
it's the biggest, for context, it's the biggest contract that any player who's not a quarterback has ever received.
I mean, they obviously, the player, his agent, his camp's gonna know more about the ins and outs about this than we do. But we did mention, of course, they're having a rookie quarterback come in, so this is just a prime opportunity to be given this money, right? And we know football is a sport where, especially the wide receiver position, there are guys that can come in, you know what I mean, and be as good as you, or if not better, so you don't necessarily want to, let's say, take less years, less money, and see if you can come back, bet on yourself, and then look for that big contract while, somebody else, quote unquote, resets the market. But I might have to be with Drew here. I don't know, when somebody, and this is obviously assuming he likes Minnesota, likes their front office, everything like that. He knows that they're going to be on the come up in the next couple years, but I don't know what else you would do if presented this type of contract, this type of opportunity. I don't know how you could turn that down. This is a pretty hot take, I have to say.
He got paid more money than Nick Bosa and Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald and all of those guys who take games over. Like, they completely dominate games. He got paid more than them. What else is he supposed to do? Like, what is he supposed to do?
Go to a different team, try and win, maybe, but
he's gonna do the same thing though and pay him the same money. Like, I don't get it.
I don't think he had a problem with that.
No, of course he didn't. I'm talking about this guy.
No, I'm talking about this guy. I don't think he had He had a problem with that?
No, bro. What he's saying basically like, if you're the top receiver in the league, if you're the best player, why are you the one to reset the market? Is what he said. Because he's just gonna get more money. Like it's just gonna probably get topped by a guy who's worse than it. Is what he's saying. But like you can't really worry about that. If you get the biggest contract in NFL history, like whatever happens after you doesn't really matter, in my opinion. Like,
I mean, we're talking. We were talking finals and Celtics. You know, obviously Jaylen Brown, he's definitely not the best player in the league. He's not top 10, but he was paid, you know, that big contract. And now they're talking about how, of course, Tatum's going to have to come along and then he's going to match and exceed the amount that Jaylen Brown got. So that's kind of how it would happen typically, I'd say. And we know guys like LeBron. I don't know what the longest deal Braun has signed, but he never signs. Drew, you gonna have to tell. I don't think he signed a 4-year.
no, he usually signs like 2+1s. LeBron?
Yeah, he normally breaks that up, but he typically doesn't. He's been the best player in the league for, you know, this decade. He typically doesn't go for that. It's all different, of course. I mean, this is LeBron. He's getting all the money coming in from elsewhere, more than an NFL player would, or most NFL players would. So it's different. It's definitely different. I'm sure. I mean, I don't know if y'all are football historians. Like, this could have happened before, something similar to it. I mean,
I don't think anything like this has ever happened because wide receiver hasn't been like as premium of a position as it is now.
I'm saying all positions. Like,
oh, yeah, I mean, this happens every year, bro. Like Nick
definitely quarterbacks, but
Nick Bosa got it. Aaron Donald got it. I think Myles Garrett got it too. Lamar Jackson did it for quarterbacks. Then Patrick Mahomes did it, or whoever else behind him did it. Like, this always happens. I don't get why this is a big deal now. I really don't.
I mean, it's the biggest in history, so yeah, that's a big deal, and it's the Vikings too. So it's like, you know, we don't know what McCarthy's gonna be next year, or if if he's even gonna earn, quote unquote, earn that money throughout his these 4 years. Like, his numbers could fall off because he's not even getting the ball where he needs it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That loosely matters, but very interesting. I'm gonna give it a. I give it a 3.5. I give it a 3.5. Actually, that's just me though. Y'all got anything else on this topic before we tally this up? All right, let's get into it. So let's see what we have. I'm gonna keep Miles out of this because he didn't rate the last couple. So I think we have 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, we had 6, maybe 5 takes. Yeah, I think it was 5. All right. So looking at this, we have 5s all around for the second take. Yeah, this was dope. This was dope. This was definitely dope. Mr. Kelsey. Jason Kelsey got a wife too, right? He got a family.
Hey, maybe she's into that.
Oh, stinky.
That's just nasty, bro. Like that's just nasty, bro. Like there's nothing really else to say about it. Like, you know, especially if you living with other folks. Like, you're not at no bachelor pad or anything like that. Just stinking up the joint. Like, nah, folks have to live with that. Like,
even being a professional athlete, I feel like if you come home from practice and don't thoroughly watch your body, like that's just like, you know.
Yeah.
To each their own.
I mean, but folks have to wash they, like, you know, they jerseys and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Nah, that is crazy. Anywho. Anything else before we wrap this thing up? All right, guys. At Take 5 Pod, follow us everywhere. Going to be live on Saturdays, and we're going to be reviewing takes. So definitely send a take in. Let us review it. All right. See if it's a good take or a hot take. All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week. Okay.